Welcome to MaPop Fishing. If you guys were wondering, the podcast, Beer Fish Fanatics, we're actually moving that to Fishing Kit's YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the show notes and everything on that. We're going to be doing that pretty much all the episodes and everything is going to be on his channel from this point forward. This channel is going to be primarily focused on our vendors at MaPop Fishing, also the products that they do and just anything that they have upcoming, brand new items, things like that. So I really want to focus on the vendors and MaPop Fishing and all that. So but definitely check out Fishing Kit's channel. He does a lot of great things, but then on top of that, you'll be able to check out Beer Fish Fanatics. Really fun podcast I do with him in regards to beer, fishing, and kayak fishing, and all kinds. And we have amazing guests, actually a lot of superstar guests, so you guys are going to want to check that podcast out. But this week, I just really wanted to get into tungsten versus leadhead, and in regards to that, primarily I'm focusing on really quick is just ice fishing season, and obviously ice fishing season is coming up, so highly recommend going into tungsten. I'm carrying a lot of new tungsten jig heads, a lot of tungsten tied lures from our custom, vendors and everything. So just kind of give you guys a heads up. I'm going to be carrying several items from Saki Fishing, of course. Here, we're going to be doing several of their tungsten jig heads that he actually shot over their ties for us. I got a few things here. I'll be do a little close up on this for everybody, but this one is going to be from Aaron's Custom Tying, and he does some amazing work. You guys are going to want to check some of these things out. All the ones that he does for me are custom designed by him. He hand ties them, and it's pretty cool stuff. And then one of our newest vendors is Trio Tackle, so I'm actually carrying quite a bit of their tungsten teardrops, pretty much a lot of them. So you guys are going to want to check these out. And when I say the benefits of tungsten, of course, a lot of people are wondering when you're ice season, or ice fishing, why tungsten versus lead? And the biggest thing is obviously the size and the weight. And it's a lot more dense, obviously, tungsten, just the what it's made of, the material of the tungsten itself, and you can get a heavier weight in a small a mass, I guess you can say. Cool thing about tungsten is it'll drop fast because it's a little bit heavier and it's smaller. So if you're on top of a school of fish, you're gonna want your lures to get down there as soon as possible. So tungsten is always the route to go. It will literally get down there way faster than lead. That way your lure is going to be in front of the fish more often. You'll catch more fish during the ice season. And then another thing is that a lot of times when you're ice fishing, what you'll notice is that sometimes the slush are inside the hole or on top of the hole, and that's a good thing because sometimes if you're ice fishing during the day in the sunlight, fish tend to get spooked by the light. So you want to kind of keep it a little, I guess you can say, not as bright. And tungsten goes right through that slush a lot easier than lead. Sometimes lead you have to kind of move the ice or pound it, and you don't get your lure down there as quick as possible. But tungsten will punch right through that, the little slush, get down there and get your lure, get you an opportunity to catch more fish on that. And tungsten, like I said, I think the quality of it, obviously the material that's made of, it's long lasting. I mean, when you buy tungsten jig heads for ice fishing, they last a long time. I mean, especially if you go through a custom vendor who has amazing quality hooks that he uses, and it's one of those things I highly recommend people when you're ice fishing, go to tungsten for now. But don't get me wrong, lead has its moments. Lead, sometimes I do use some lead once in a while, and the lead jig heads is when you're wanting I guess you can say, your lure to slowly float down, because it's not going to be as fast obviously as tungsten. So sometimes the bite, it all depends if the fish is going to attack something that's going to slowly come down and slowly retrieve, I guess you can say, down the water column. So it's one of those things, you got to get out, you got to try, you got to play around. Don't be afraid to try lead, but I highly recommend try tungsten. I'm completely sold on tungsten. I use all tungsten only right now, and it's one of those things where when I'm on top of a school of fish, I want to make sure I get my lure down there as soon as possible. So other than that, you guys have any questions, comment, let me know. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know any other type of videos you guys want me to get into a little bit more, but I just want to kind of get into it because I had a few people questioning in regards to what's the benefit of tungsten versus leadhead. So other than that, talk to you guys next time. Have a good one.